In this lesson, we're going to have a look at Loops, an external service for emails. I want to be able to send someone that signs up just a single welcome email. Now, I'm showing you how to use Loops. This is the preferred provider with Radian, just because it has an amazing UI, the ability to use drag and drop and visually design your emails. And they support transactional emails, which is one-off emails such as welcome to Compass. They support loops, which is basically drip campaigns, a number of emails based on user behavior, and they support campaigns, all right, your newsletters. Let's jump in. So here's Loops, backed by YC. I personally know the founder, and I think they are the best service provider out there. We can see that Framer, Clerk, Linear, Perplexity, Granola, everyone uses Loops. They're excellent. So I've already created an account, and I'm going to log into that account now. And what you do need to do, guys, is actually head into your settings area. And you can see that I'm using a different company name here and a sending domain. And you do need to configure these things to be able to use Loops, okay? But let's just talk about the integration. That's why we're here. So I'm going to go back home, and I want to just create a new transactional email. So I've got some ones from past courses here. I'm going to create a new one. I'm going to say the sender is Gregory from Compass. And the subject line is welcome to Compass. I'm going to use a data variable here, guys. So I'm going to insert that. And this is going to be first name. Notice the casing. Create first name. And that first name now exists down here as a data variable that's required. So if you notice, the Compass sign up page has an input for the first name. I want to address someone by their first name. So I'm going to capture that so I can say, hey, David, welcome to Compass. Nice and personalized. Next line, welcome to Compass. Fantastic to have you join us. When else would I send a transactional email? Well, when someone purchases a course. Here is a purchase receipt. If it's not sent by Stripe, probably is sent by Stripe automatically. But also, hey, welcome to the course. Click this button, jump in, start learning. Any questions? Respond to this email. Regards, Greg, founder, Compass. Okay, so I'm keeping it basic on purpose because the point of this lesson is how do we get this to work from Radian. So guys, I'm going to click on publish. This is where you need to pay attention. And then down here, it says email published, review your API configuration. I'm going to click that. And this is what we need to feed back into Radian. Okay, I'm just going to change this email to radian.dev. So here is the post and here is the payload. So with these two pieces of information, Radian will be able to do this integration for us. I'm going to click on this post endpoint. I'm going to go back to Radian. I'm going to select a new checkpoint. This one will be called Loops. And I'm going to click on my planning agent here. I'm going to use my planning agent for this. I'm going to say, I'd like to send a Loops transactional email triggered from the sign up button. I'm going to say endpoint, paste this in, and I'm going to say payload, which shows the shape of the data. I'm going to go back to Loops and grab the payload. I'm going to copy that, and we can see that they have a transactional ID here. And I'm going to paste the payload. Okay, I'd like to send a Loops transactional email triggered from the sign up button on the auth page. And that's that, guys. Let's see what the agent does. So it looks like a to-do was created, create loops, email workflow, trigger loops, email signup. All right, let's click on the workflow first. Create a backend workflow that sends a loops transactional email for new signups. Okay, it's got the endpoint, transactional endpoint, the payload format, dynamic email, first name data variable. Let's go for it. Build to do. Actually, before we do that, I need to answer this. We have a... Okay, we just need to answer this question. Let me go back to the auth page and just double check this. So sign up. Okay, it says full name. So let's change this slightly. Let's say I have a full name input. Can we extract the first name from it? Getting creative here. I could have said, let's split the full name into first name and last name, but then we have to change the database. That's fine. I prefer not to. So let's just see if we can extract the first name from the full name. So take the full name from the sign up form, derive first name by trimming the string. Okay. And what is this one? Trigger a loops transactional email whenever a user successfully signs up. So guys, it looks like we do have a duplicate here. Well, this creates the backend workflow. Maybe it's not a duplicate. Anyway, let's go ahead and build this. You can see I've just been playing with my primary color here. Now it's asking for an API key. So I'm going to go ahead and get the API key. And I'm going to call this, before I exit out of this, I'm going to call it Compass Welcome. I'm going to go to Settings, API, and I already have a key for Radian, so I'm going to copy that. Go back to Radian. And here it says enter in the value. So if I click on enter value, it takes me to the back end, app secrets, and I'm going to edit loops. I'm going to paste in. Both of these need to be filled out, okay? So just enter the, it's always going to be the production value for loops. It's Stripe where we have the separate ones. But let's go with this, update. Let's go back to the canvas. So it says it created the transactional email. Let's confirm that in the backend. And we have loops sign up transactional email that takes an email and a first name. Great. This workflow receives a user's email and the first name. Perfect. So I'm going to click that complete view to dos. And I'm just going to add in this backend workflows context, loop sign up transactional email, and then build this to do. So this is just for the trigger part. So it says it's going to integrate the email into the sign up flow. And it's going to call the loops workflow after a successful sign up. Okay, we're going to mark it as complete. And guys, the main thing to do here is to test. Let's see if it works. So let's sign up as someone new. Let's sign up as, let's say something like, I don't know, Amanda. Let's have a female. Amanda Adams. Easy to remember. So that's going to be Greg plus Amanda at Radian.dev. Let's try it. Okay. And let's just double check the data first. So I'm going to look at the user, and I have Greg plus Amanda Adams, and she wasn't set as a student. Okay, that's why she wasn't taken to the dashboard. We do need to update that. I'm going to set her as a student, which means she can now get to her dashboard from here. But let's go check our email. Okay, so it worked, guys. Hey, Amanda, welcome to Compass. Fantastic to have you join us. It's got the Loops branding because we're using the free account at the moment. Simple as that. Now, you can also set up loops, okay? So that's when a new contact is added. It's actually easier to set up. Well, I say easy. This was very easy. It didn't need to do much. But go ahead and experiment with also setting up a loops, which can be triggered from a sign up, which means you can send them more than just a welcome email. It can be a welcome email, and then 2 days' time can be another email saying, hey, check out this new course. Hope you enjoyed this lesson, guys. See you in the next one.